Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumera Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister and Director of Federal Ministries and Provincial Governments to redress pending public grievances within 4 weeks in the interest of good governance. Foreign Minister says the enemy should not have any illusion as the entire nation stands shoulder to shoulder with our armed forces. In occupied Kashmir, Indian military siege continued on the 58th consecutive day today with all markets, schools and offices still closed and transport off the roads. Chinese president says there is no force that can shake the foundation of their country. In Afghanistan, 17 militants have been killed in an airstrike by government forces in Zabul province. The third one-day international between Pakistan and Sri Lanka will be played in Karachi tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed federal ministries, divisions and provincial governments to timely dispose of applications related to core service functions such as issuance of licenses, NOCs, domiciles and other redressals. According to a letter issued by Prime Minister Office, the Prime Minister has taken a serious view of delay by federal ministries, divisions and provincial governments in action on the applications of citizens. The Prime Minister has directed for disposal of unattended or delayed applications within next 4 weeks and submission of the report to his office by federal ministries and divisions and to the Chief Minister House by the provincial governments. If such cases cannot disposed of within the stipulated timelines for certain reason, the delay shall be explained to the application in writing. Chief Affairs Staff Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Anwar Khan called on Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi in Islamabad today. Operational preparedness of Pakistan Air Force and regional security situation were discussed in the meeting. The Foreign Minister commended Pakistan Air Force's professional expertise, courage and resolve. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said the enemy should not have any illusion as the entire nation stands shoulder to shoulder with Pakistan Army. The Air Chief reiterated Pakistan Air Force's resolve to deal with any possible attack and defend Pakistan's airspace. Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting Dr. Firdaus Ashiq says the government will continue extending full support to quake-affected people of Azad Kashmir till their rehabilitation. In a series of tweets today, she said provision of financial assistance to the heirs of the deceased will help rehabilitation of the victims. She said the federal government will provide 500,000 rupees each to the heirs of the deceased. 200,000 rupees will be given for each destroyed house, while the person whose house has been partly damaged will receive only 100,000 rupees. She said 50,000 rupees will be provided for each destroyed shop and 25,000 rupees for a partly damaged shop. Firdaus Ashiq said special measures are being taken to ensure continuity of children's education in the quake-hit areas and steps have also been taken to facilitate women. She said large tents are being provided for 38 schools. In occupied Kashmir, Indian military siege continued on the 58th consecutive day today with all markets, schools and offices still closed and transport off the roads. Internet and mobile phone connectivity continued to remain suspended. Indian forces' presence in every nook and corner of the occupied territory has created an atmosphere of fear and terror. Though the schools up to the 10th level have been opened, but parents continue to keep their children confined at home due to prevailing grim situation in the territory. In a statement, senior Congress leader and former puppet Chief Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad said that an environment of fear is prevailing in the territory and people are suffering due to government-made disaster. In England, an anti-India demonstration was held in Manchester to condemn Indian actions of 5th August in occupied Kashmir. Hundreds of protesters took part in a march to highlight the Indian government's crackdown in Kashmir. In another demonstration in the city supporting the people of Palestine, demonstrators called for the government to stop arming Israel. Indian Supreme Court has fixed 14th of next month for hearing on constitutional validity of Modi government's decision to abrogate Article 370 that gives special status to occupied Kashmir. A 5-judge bench headed by Justice N.V. Ramana allowed the centre and the Jammu and Kashmir administration to file counter affidavits on petitions challenging scrapping of Article 370. The bench said 1 week's time would be for the petitioners to file their replies to the counter affidavit that would be filed by the Centre and Jammu and Kashmir administration within 4 weeks. This is Radio Pakistan. Speaker National Assembly Asad Qaisar has asked for Malaysia's support in resolution of Kashmir issue according to the aspirations of people of Kashmir and UN resolutions. He was talking to his Malaysian counterpart Muhammad Arif bin Muhammad Yusuf, who along with the delegation called on him in Islamabad today. Asad Qaisar said that 58 days of lockdown in Indian-occupied Kashmir has converted the valley into a virtual jail, and the situation in Kashmir Valley is at the verge of a human catastrophe. Muhammad Arif bin Muhammad Yusuf agreed with the Speaker Asad Qaisar, terming Kashmir issue a flashpoint and an impediment in bringing peace in the region. He said that the issue must be resolved in accordance with the UN Security Council resolutions and international commitments. President Dr. Arif Alvi says honesty and truthfulness of leadership can lead to the development and prosperity of a state. He was addressing a ceremony of Seilani Welfare Trust Faisalabad in Islamabad today. He said main responsibility of the state is to protect the underprivileged segments of society. Dr. Arif Alvi said we all should work for the welfare of deprived segments of the society, and change is coming in Pakistan under PTI leadership. He said good deeds are deeply linked with the society, and our religion teaches us humility and humbleness. Chinese President Xi Jinping says there is no force that can shake the foundation of their country. He said this while opening celebrations of the founding of People's Republic of China at the Tiananmen Square in Beijing today. The Chinese president said no force will be able to stop the steady march forward of the Chinese nation. He said China will pursue a mutually beneficial strategy of opening up. He said the Chinese people had managed to stand on their feet and make great strides. Xi Jinping said countries' military should resolutely safeguard China's sovereignty, security, and upholds world peace. Later, the Chinese president reviewed the military troops in an open-topped red flag. Meanwhile, China unveiled Dongfeng 41 intercontinental strategic nuclear missiles, the country's most advanced and powerful deterrent, in a National Day military parade in Beijing today. Chinese Dongfeng 41 missiles play a vital role in China's strategic counterbalance, deterrent control, and in winning decisive victory. North Korea and the United States have agreed to resume nuclear negotiations in Seoul on Saturday. North Korean First Vice Foreign Minister Cho Son-hui in a statement said that both the countries will have a preliminary contact on Friday before holding working-level talks. In Afghanistan, 17 militants have been killed and 15 others injured in an airstrike on Taliban hideouts by the government forces at Shahjoy district in Zabul province. And finally, the weather. Rain with thunderstorm is expected at scattered places in South Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir during the next 24 hours. The rain may also occur at isolated places in central Punjab, Islamabad and Upper Sindh. Dry weather is likely to prevail elsewhere in the country. The third one-day international of three-match series between Pakistan and Sri Lanka will be played in Karachi tomorrow. Pakistan lead the series by 1-0. To end the news, here are the headlines once again. Prime Minister has directed federal ministries and provincial governments to redress pending public grievances within 4 weeks in the interest of good governance. Foreign Minister says the enemy should not have any illusion as the entire nation stands shoulder to shoulder with our armed forces. In occupied Kashmir, Indian military siege continued on the 58th consecutive day today, with all markets, schools and offices still closed and transport off the roads. Chinese president says there is no force that can shake the foundation of their country. In Afghanistan, 17 militants have been killed in an airstrike by government forces in Zabul province. The third one-day international between Pakistan and Sri Lanka will be played in Karachi tomorrow. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.